Yo, what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy Burn Chicken coming at you guys with another video. Now, I'm doing this video specifically because, as you all know, 2K20 was has been dropped as one of the free games for this month. And for those of you new people who are just completely new to the game, maybe you don't know exactly what build to make, and you want to make sure that when you go to the park, you have a pretty decent build that, you know, maybe you go to any of them, somebody's like, hey, okay, you know, he's got that build, maybe I can use him for my team. So you know, if you're really looking for a build, I'm going to show you guys the top 5 best builds in NBA 2K20. So let's get right to it. Alright, so without further ado, at number 5, okay, we're gonna have the paint beast. Now the reason this build is at number 5 is because, for me specifically, I don't really like to make builds that can't really shoot. You know, unless you get this build to a legend, you know, you get 10 plus badges to every category, then you'll be able to shoot. But you know, I'm not a legend, I'm an elite 1 right now, so I can't. So at this position, you know, at this state, I can't shoot with this build. So it's not really my favorite kind of build. But if you are one of those centers who want to have like really good strength, really good finishing, set like really hard screens, like I'm telling you, like I really hate paint beasts, I'm not gonna lie. I even made a 2-way specifically so that I can get through the screens easier. But these paint beast screens, they are like no other. I swear, man, they're so tough. So first, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and get the full defending pie chart. And for the physical, you want to get the one with the most with a good amount of speed and the, like, good strength. So this one right here has the most speed and really good strength. Like 76 strength is not that bad. And like I said, man, these paint beast screens, they're just really, they're strong, bro. They're really tough. I promise you, it's so hard to get through. Now if you want, you can go all the way down here and just go with the full strength, but you know, it's better to just have like really good speed and strength. That way, like when you set screens, you cut to the basket, you know, you get there faster, you know what I mean? So you want to get the one with the most speed, and it also has really good strength. So you want to get the first one, and then so what you want to do is you want to max out the, you don't really need a good close shot, you can at least have it at 70 or something like that. And you want to max out the driving layup, max out the driving dunk, and the standing dunk. Obviously, look at that, you get a 95 standing dunk. That is like, that's a lot. You want to make sure you get at least 10 finishing badges. That's good enough. And then we're gonna touch the shooting last. Like I said, I don't really think you can't really shoot with this build. Maybe like for mid ranges you can, but for like threes it'll probably be a lot harder. Unless, I don't know, you're a hacker or whatever. But I mean, if you hit legend, like I said, you'll be able to shoot for sure because you'll get 10 extra badges. But yeah, like I said, you know, you're new to the game, you're trying to make a new build, so obviously you're not a legend yet. But so therefore you won't be able to shoot. So we're just gonna touch the shooting last, but you want to make sure you have a really good ball handle because you're gonna be moving the ball around a lot. Maybe you have to, like I said, if you're gonna be cutting to the basket, or you just don't want to get stripped, you know, you want to have at least a really good ball handle. 47 is not the greatest, but it's better than just leaving it at default, you know what I mean? So you want to max out the ball handling, get a good pass accuracy, and then you want to go ahead and max out everything on defense. You know, just max out everything. And look at this, you get 30 defensive and rebounding badges. Now, like I said, so this build is just, it can pretty much just do one or two things, you know, just set really good screens and then cut to the basket very efficiently and finish at the rim very strongly. Now, like I said, this is one of my favorite builds because I don't really like making builds that can't shoot. But apparently, you know, there are many ways to actually shoot with the paint beast, even if you're not a legend. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how people do it, but you know, you just you know, it's not my favorite build. That's why this is at number 5. You know, but if you're one of those toxic lineups, you know, you have a little offensive threat or a play shot, and then you have the paint beast. On the 2s, it is the most annoying thing ever. It doesn't even have to be a play shot. It can be somebody like a 3-level scorer or just anybody who can pretty much shoot off of screens. It's annoying. Like, it's one of the most annoying lineups. I hate it so much. It's so annoying. It's like one of the most, you know, unstoppable lineups on 2s. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like twos, and twos will never be fixed. Like it's just not fun going up against this lineup. So yeah, this build is at number 5. So this is pretty much what I would do with it. For the badges. Now the body shape, I don't think it really matters. Well, kinda. You don't want to be like slight or compact. You know, you want to look big, you want to look tough. So I would go with either burly or built. For me, I would do built. So like I said, you want to look big. You know, you want to look tough. And the height, most people they do this, which is not a really good idea because you just go a lot. So look at the speed. Look how much that went down. You know, like you're at 7 foot. You're at 67 speed. That's the fault. And you're going at 7.3. Like look at the speed. You're gonna be slow. Like you might have all these finishing badges, but like, you know, you're not as fast as you were. So you're gonna cut to the basket a lot slower. So please don't max out your height. So basically, just be I would go with either just stay 7 feet or go 6'9". Yes, you're gonna be a lot shorter, which means, you know, the center, you might be going up against a taller center, and it might outboard you. But you have 30 defensive badges, and you have 95 defensive and offensive rebounding, so you can still get bored. So don't worry about, you know, someone out rebounding you or whatever. You still get the best. You get the best stats at 6'9". So I would personally go with 6'9". You know what I'm saying? Like look at the pass accuracy. Even the ball handling goes up by 11, and the shooting goes up a little bit. Like I said, you're not going to be able to shoot very well, but maybe for the mid-ranges you just might be. And or the close shot. The close shot in this game is also broken, which in my opinion, it should be removed in 2K21. But yeah, so you'll be able to shoot just a little better. So I think you should go to 6'9" on this. And then the weight, you want to at least go 244 because you get that 75 strength. And then the wingspan, you don't really have to max out your wingspan all the way, but you know, if you want to, because you get that 84 still, so there's nothing really changes if you max it all the way for the steal. But your shooting, your 3-point, it does go down a little one more. You may not be able to shoot well, but you just want to have the best stats. So I would at least go with 89.8. And even though, and now since you're short, you know, you're 6'9", and then you have this really maxed out wingspan. It's not maxed out, but you know, you have one below maxed out wingspan. So with these lengthy arms, you'll still be able to get boards. And for the takeover, I think you should go with the glass cleaner takeover because I have the rim protector takeover on one of my glass cleaners, but you know, I think glass cleaner is a lot better because it gives you a boost to like it shows you where the rebound's going to go, let you know if the shot's going in or out, and you know, maybe you can push somebody out the way trying to get the boards or whatever. The glass cleaning takeover is just a lot better than the rim protector, so definitely go with the glass cleaning takeover. And here you go, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, a paint beast. Like I said, it's not one of my favorite builds, but if you want to be one of those centers that set really good screens, like if you're going on 2, somebody has an offensive threat or a play shot, and they're one of those builds that just one of those guards who don't ISO. So if they're looking for a really strong center to set them really good screens, this paint beast is one of the best builds to make. So yeah, here's number 5. Here's the paint beast, and you guys saw how I made it. You can do the same thing or do it your way, whatever. But this is how I make the paint beast. So yeah, there you go. Coming in at number 4, now we have the play shot, and it can either be the offensive threat or the play shot. It's pretty much the same thing. I think the offensive threat is just a little more effective when he's cutting to the basket, but the play shot is yeah, I would put this one in number 4, and I'm putting this one in number 4 because it's not really my type of build. You know, I don't really like making point guards in general because, you know, they don't really have the best defense unless you go with the defending and playmaking or defending and shooting. But if it's like a play shot, you're not really going to have that really good defense. So that's why I really don't make these kind of builds. But like I said, you know, as I mentioned, for the paint beast, if you're one of those guards who just like to use screens, you know, you don't ISO. If you have a paint beast or a glass cleaner lockdown that can set really good screens, you know, maybe you want to fade off the corner, you know, do a little shot off the dribble. You know, like I said, it's one of the most toxic lineups in NBA 2K20 on twos. That's why I don't really play twos, because it is the most annoying lineup that anybody could ever go up against. So anyway, what you want to do for the play shot is you want to get the playmaking and the shooting pie chart, and you want to go with the one with the most speed. Now for the finishing, I would get this at least to an 80. Max out the driving layup, the driving dunk. You get 3 finishing badges. Max out everything here. So you get 22 shooting badges. You don't really have to max out everything here. You know, you can put down a little bit of the free throw, a little bit of post fade. But I'm just gonna max out everything here. And then you want to get these 2 up. You don't really have to touch this because, in my opinion, you don't really need that many playmaking badges, because I have like all my builds there are mainly playmakers, and they don't really like. I have so many freaking playmaking badges, and they're just useless. You know, I don't need this many playmaking badges. But if you want to get at least 20, you can get put your post moves up to 47, so that'll give you at least 20 playmaking badges. And everything else, you know, you just want to put it for the defense. So you want to go ahead and put max out the defensive rebounding, the steal, lateral quickness, perimeter, and I guess you can put this up for the block. See, so you get 3 finishing, 22 shooting, 20 playmaking, and 7 defensive and rebounding. Now, like I say, you know, this build doesn't really, it's not the best for defense, because you're not really going to get a lot of defensive badges. So it's not really like my favorite kind of build to make, because they're so small, and you know, you just, they're good for offense, but for defense, you know, it's just not there. You know, I want to be able to have a build that can do just about everything. So this is not my type of build, but it is one of the most used builds in NBA 2K20. Like I said, you know, it doesn't even have to be for twos. You know, maybe you'll see a lineup on threes. Somebody will have a play shot, a two-way finisher, and the paint beast. It's one of the most toxic lineups on 2K20. You know, if you go on the ante up, that's all you will see. That's pretty much what everybody's doing. It's really good timeless, a toxic lineup, and you know, like, it's the best lineup in NBA 2K20. So for the play shot, you know, you want to be able to have somebody who can set you really good screens, and if you get that Hall of Fame quick draw, Hall of Fame dead eye, you shooting up the screens like really fucking fast and really good, man. This is a great build, but it's not my type of build, but it's a good build. So for the body shape, I would go built. You know, you want to look buff. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it really matters for the point guard, but you just want to look buff. And you can either go, you can stay at 6'3" for to at least get that good speed, but if you want to go up to 6'5", you know, get a better driving dunk, or you know, the stats just go a little higher. Some go a little lower, but I would just stay at 6'3", just because you get that 88 ball handle. You want to go least, you want to go lowest weight, and then the lowest wingspan. And then you can choose any takeover you want. The slash and takeover, it's kind of weird how you get the slash and takeover with this build, because he's kind of short and he doesn't even get that good of a driving dunk. But if you want to be a little toxic, you know, you want to look a little glitchy, you can go ahead and get that slash and takeover. But for anybody who actually wants to just, you know, be really fast and break ankles at any time, you know, just go with the usual, the playmaking takeover. And here you have it, ladies and gentlemen, you have the playmaking shot creator. Like I said, this is not my type of build, but it's one of the most used builds in NBA 2K20. You know, it's really good for someone who can shoot off the screens. You know, because you have the Hall of Fame dead eye, Hall of Fame quick draw. When you get off those screens, you know, your man's he's on the other side. All you gotta do is shoot that thing, and it's going green as long as you know your shot. So this is the way how I make it. You can make it however you want to make it. If there's any other way, which I'm sure there is. There are many ways to make this build, but this is the best way to make this build. So if you guys want to, you know, make this build, then here you go. All right, now at number 3 we have the facilitating finisher, and this build is one of the most funnest builds I have ever made. It's the Joe Knows build, aka the LeBron James build. For those of you who don't know who Joe Knows is, Joe Knows, when he first started playing this game, this was the first build that he made. As a matter of fact, it's his main build. Now I know for some of you who do know who he is, the videos of him, some of the videos that he make are like you know, Westbrook and Harden on twos, or Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson on threes. But when he actually does, you know, play 2K for real, like he actually uses this build. He grinded all the way to legend. This is his main build. He's made it in so many different ways, but you know, the first time he made it, this is exactly how he made it. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this build. You know, I made this build myself, and like I said, it's one of the funniest builds I've ever made. He can literally dunk on people. He can break ankles. It's a really fun build, man. You guys should really think about making this build. So what you want to do is you want to go with the playmaking and the slashing, and you want to be a little balanced. You can either go to the one with the most speed, but for this one I went with just the one with the most balance. So you want to go ahead and max out everything for the finishing, or you can at least leave a post hook at 77, and then you want to max out everything for shooting, max out playmaking, and then so there's one downfall about this build, okay? That downfall is that you only get one defensive badge. No matter what you do here, okay, nothing's gonna change for the defense. And that's only one downfall about this build. You know, for anyone who you see that uses this build, it's definitely because Jonos put them on. Because I think that video has gotten around 2.7 million views or so. But you will not see this build a lot in the park, mainly because he only gets one defensive badge. And obviously, if you're going to be playing like in an ante up or something like that, you want to make sure that you do have, you know, like a good amount of defensive badges, because even if you're not guarding the one with the ball handler, you want to make sure that you still have a good amount of badges, because, you know, defense means everything. Defense wins games, right? You know, everybody knows that slogan. So one defensive badge is like, it's not really good. So like I said, it's a really fun build to play on, because, you know, look at the badge upgrades. You get 22 finishing, 13 shooting. He has a really good shooting, even though that 3-point shot is kind of low. You know, you still get 13 shooting badges that helps you out. Then you get 25 playmaking. So he can literally do everything. He can break ankles. He can dunk on people with that 85 drive and dunk, and he can shoot from deep. But yeah, the defense, you know, it's just not there. That's just one downfall about this build. So I don't really play on this build a lot, but when I do, it is a lot of fun. So like I said, no matter what you do here for the defense, it's not gonna change. But what I did is I just went 41 for the rebounding. And you want to go 40 for the steal. So even though you don't have a good amount of steal, you have, you know, you got a pretty good steal. You know what I mean? And you want to max out these two, and then get this up to a 50. So this is what I did for the defense. Although you only get one defensive badge, you know, you spread those last few attributes around for the defense, so that way everything won't be on default. And so basically, yeah, that's what you want to do for all the attributes. You get 22 finishing, 13 shooting, 25 playmaking, 1 defensive, and you want to go ahead. So if you're really into making this build, like you want to make it actually look like LeBron James, then yeah, the body shape, I would just go with defined, and the height, I stayed at 6'7", although I believe LeBron is actually 6'8" in real life, but I just went with 6'7" because I don't want any of the stats to change. As you can see, the drive and dunk, it went down by 2. You want to keep it at 85 because you need an 84 or higher in order to get those contact dunks. Now you can get to like 99 overall, and you know everything will be maxed out. But if you have like an average overall, like a 96 or 97, you will still be able to get contact dunks because you have an 85 drive and dunk at 6'7". So just stay at 6'7". And for the weight, I went with 223 because I want to get as much strength as I want. You know, if you go further, they're just going to bring down the acceleration and your vertical, so that you get the most strength at 223 without anything else going down. And then for the vertical, if you go lower, you'll just get the slash and playmaker title. But if you keep it, what I did is I just went one like right above like default span, or you can keep it default. It's up to you. I think I'm gonna keep it default because like you don't want to have low arms, so the defense is bad enough already. So if you go any lower, you know what I'm saying, like the defense, you're just gonna be a lot worse on defense. So you just want to keep it at default wingspan, or you can go one above default. And I think what I did was I just went one above default. So, you know, because like I said, the defense is bad enough already, so you don't want your arms to be getting shorter. Now you can get the playmaking takeover, because you'll be pretty slow at first. You won't be able to speed boost off the rip, but when you get your meter up just a little bit, you'll be able to speed boost some more. But if you get the playmaking takeover, you get 10 plus attributes to your playmaking category when you get your takeover. So that'll definitely make you a lot faster, but you're already fast enough, so you can just go ahead and get the slashing takeover. So that way, whoever's in the rim, whoever's under the basket, you can just dunk on them. You get a lot of dunking animations. It's so fun. Like I said, this is the takeover that I went with, and it's the most fun takeover you could ever use in the game, especially because you got a really good driving dunk already, and you just dunking on whoever's in the paint. It does not matter, man. It does not matter how many defensive badges they get. If they're in the paint, you know what I'm saying, just go in there and dunk on them, man. You know, have your little fun. So you want to go with the slashing takeover, and here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have the facilitating finisher, aka the LeBron James build. As you can see to the left, it says similar to LeBron James. This is one of the most fun builds. I have this build already. I have grinded it out. He's maxed out. But like I said, you know, I don't use him because I play a lot of comp, but he's not really, you know, useful in comp games because he only has one defensive badge. I want to be able to do everything around the court, and this build can do just about everything but play defense. So, but if you want to just have fun on the game, I would definitely recommend that you guys make this build. It's a really fun build overall. So if you know, there's many other ways to make it, but this is the best way to make it. So if you want to make it like this, then here you go. Alright, now at number 2 we have the playmaking build. Now there are many ways to actually make a playmaker. There's like it's one of the most underrated builds in the game. A lot of people really won't choose the full playmaking pie chart, but when you do, you can just do so many things with it. Like I've made a playmaker who has a sharp takeover or a lock takeover. Like I said, there's many things you can do with this build. It's one of the most underrated builds in the game. So if you want to have like a really fast build, and it also has a really good amount of defensive badges, you can just go ahead and go with the full playmaking pie chart. And in my opinion, a 95 speed, you know, it's high, but I think that's a little overrated because I actually chose this pie chart, and he's actually not as fast as 2K said he's supposed to be. Like 95, it's not really all that high. So because you got the full playmaking pie chart, you want to just go ahead and get the one with the most balance. That way you can have a good amount of strength and good acceleration and good vertical. So you can go with the last one, and then you want to go ahead and max out, I think, the top 4. So you get 13 finishing badges. Then max out everything for shooting, and max out the ball handle. And you can put this to an 80. Or if you want, you can max this out so you can get 27. And you can do it like this. You'll just have 2 defensive badges. So in my opinion, you know, from making so many playmaking builds, because I actually main the playmaking pie chart. Every build that I have, they have to have the playmaking pie chart. Not all of them, but you know, the majority of my builds, they have the playmaking pie chart. And you know, I don't really need, just from my experience, you don't really need this many playmaking badges, because the only main playmaking badges is quick first step, handles for days, bailout, and unpluckable. 27, you really don't need that many playmaking badges. The most you can get, that you should get, is at least 20. So you want to go ahead and put your pass accuracy to a 15, to an 80, and then you can max that out. And let me fix this right here. So you want to max that, want to max this and that. And you get the steal up, and there you go. You'll have 8 defensive badges. Now look at this. Look at this badge lineup. So you get 13 finishing, 15 shooting, 20 playmaking, and 8 defensive and rebounding. That's a lot. That's quite a lot of badges. Like I said, you know, this is the most underrated build in the game. There are many other ways to make this build, but this is basically how I would do it. I didn't do it this way. I wish I did, but you know, this is the best way to do it because you get a good amount of defensive badges, and you still get, just look, everything else is doubled up within the other categories. You get 13 finishing, 15 shooting, 20 playmaking. It's a really good build overall, as you guys can see. And then for the body shape, you wanna, I would just go built like always, and you can go 6'5". And as you can see, the ball handle says 95, which I also think is a lie, because I actually play with somebody who has a pure playmaker, and I think their ball handle was like an 89. Mine is a 95, and they are faster than me. I promise you. I'll show you guys if you want to see it. They're 10 times faster than me. So you can go at 6'5" because the 95 stays there, or you can go 6'6" if you want. So you'll still be able to speed boost because you have an 89 ball handle. I think you need an 86 or higher in order to speed boost off the rip. So if you want, you can go 6'6", but I just stayed at 6'5" so I can get that. So I can have that, at least have an 80 driving dunk. And then the weight, you can just go ahead and lower that. And then the wingspan. So it doesn't really, you still get a good ball handle. All I really care about that is that ball handle. So the reason I make these pure playmaking builds is because I want to be able to have the most speed. So you can either go as low as you want so you can make your three-pointer a little better, or you can just go ahead and max it out so you can, because even though you're short, you know, you want to be able to have like a good amount of defense. It's completely up to you, but for me, you know, I just went ahead and I went with the lowest wingspan. Not the lowest, but like I think I kept it like right here. And you get these three takeovers, so you get shot creating, slasher, and the playmaker. Since you're already fast enough, I think the playmaker, you don't really need it. If you want to make your build like a little overpowering, you know, you can, if you get the shot creating takeover, because that's what I went with my slash and playmaker, and I'm able to do fadeaway threes, you know, with my pure playmaker. It really is fun. Like, it's one of the funnest things to do with a playmaking build. You can do fadeaways at the top of the key, at the three, anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. You know, like this shot creating badge really does make you a lot better. Apparently it's supposed to help with your mid-range, but it does make you better for your threes as well. It's a secret. It's a secret. I do it all the time. But if you want to dunk on people, because you get I don't know how many more attributes you get to your slashing. It's probably 10. So if you go with the slash and takeover, you'll be able to dunk on just about anybody. You know, you start off with the 80, but when you get your takeover, you'll be able to dunk on just about anybody. So if you want to have a little more fun, you can go ahead and go with the slashing takeover. And here you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the slashing playmaker. It says slashing playmaker, but you know, it's obviously just the pure playmaking pie chart. Like I said, there are many different things to do with that playmaking pie chart. It's so underrated. Like I said, I made one who can get the sharp takeover or the lock takeover. You know, the build is just so underrated. You can do so many things with it, but you don't have to do it like this. You can do it however you want to. But if you want to do it like this, this is how you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, now of course, the two-way slashing playmaker. How could I not put this on the list? He is number 1 on this list. For those of you who don't know, like I said, you're new to the game, you're figuring out what build to make, you should know that the two-way slashing playmaker is the most overpowered build in the game. It's one of the most hated builds in the game. Everybody who has ever made this build, you know, thanks to a monster. He was the first to make this build. For anyone who has this build now, he definitely put millions and tons of people on this build. Like, if you go into the park, you'll most likely see this build like 100% of the time. It's the most used build in 2K20. It's the most overpowered build. It's the most annoying build ever. So if you want to make this build, I want to show you guys how to make it. There are other ways to make this build. I think I've seen somebody do it with the red in the shooting, the red and the green pie chart. But you know, for the majority of the two-way slashing playmakers, people usually go with the defending and playmaking. So you want to go ahead and get the defending and playmaking, and you want to get the one with the most balance. You can go ahead and get the one with the most speed, But if you go with the one with the most balance, you get a 91 speed and a 90 vertical. Really good vertical, really good strength, really good acceleration. So what you want to do for the finishing is you want to max out the top 3. And then you want to max out everything on shooting. Then you want to max out this. And then get this maxed out. Oops, let me okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. So what you want to do actually is you want to max out the steal. Don't touch the block. You want to max out the steal. So you want to max out the defensive and rebounding, the steal, lateral quickness, and the perimeter defense. And that'll give you 20 defensive badges. So as you can see, you get 11 finishing, 10 shooting, 20 playmaking, and 20 defensive. Like I said, this is the most overpowered, the most hated build in 2K20. It doesn't have really good shooting, so that's like, but as you can see, it still gets 10 shooting badges that are really going to help you shoot consistently from deep. So yeah, this is what you want to do for the attributes. And for the body shape, you want to go built. You want to go 6'5", and you want to go with the lowest weight. And you want to go for the wingspan. I just kept it right here at 78.9 because as you can see, the 3-point, you want to get the 3-point as high as possible, but you also want to make sure that your arms are at least long enough to play really good defense. So I put it here at 79.8 because 79.8. Because if you put it like lower, it doesn't really change. It doesn't change the 3-point shot, and your ball handling, it'll be a 96 as well. It'll be 86. Sorry. So you will be able to speed boost off the rip. You don't have to get your takeover up just a little bit or anything like that. You'll be able to speed boost off the rip. So as soon as you get the ball, you can do whatever you want to do. So you want to go ahead and just go 79.8, and as you can see, you get these takeovers. You will be able to break ankles a lot more if you get that playmaking takeover, but you're already fast enough. And nowadays people like to hold their nuts so that you won't break their ankles. It can be really annoying. So like when they see this takeover, they just start spamming, they just start holding their nuts. They just don't want you to break their ankles. So they just get really toxic when you get your takeover. So the majority of the people who make this build, they either go with slasher or defending. But if you really want to have fun on this build, you might as well just go with the slash and takeover so you can dunk on just about anybody who's in the paint. And then here you have it, ladies and gentlemen, you have the 2-way slash and playmaker. And like I said, there are many different ways to make this build, but this is the way that like the majority of the 2K community, this is how they really make this build. It's one of the most overpowered builds in the game. So if you want to be one of the most toxic builds in the game, then definitely make this build. Of course, it's at number 1 because it's the most used build in 2K. So if you want to make it, you can do it just like this, doing it however you want. But this is the way that I would personally do it, or how everybody else would really do it. So I guess this is the end of the video, guys. These are the official top 5 builds in the game. Someone might tell you otherwise, but if you go into the park, you will mainly see these kind of builds in the game. You might have your different opinions, but this is definitely my opinion. So I guess it's gonna be the end of the video. Really, guys, if you guys really enjoyed the video, please drop a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.